Chapter 1, The 533 Routine. If you are struggling to free yourself from a compulsive way of living, you are not alone, and I am going to show you exactly how I found liberation. If one or more of the following resonates with you, then you will find the 533 routine very useful. Do you experience repetitive negative self-talk because of your past failures to quit/change? Do you feel like you will quit/change eventually but it's taking much longer than you expected? Is there a definite way you would like to live regarding this substance or action? For example, you say you want to quit using nicotine for good, when you would really like to enjoy a cigar on special occasion is not being honest with yourself. Alternatively, saying you just sort of want to quit when deep down you want to live completely free of the action or substance isn't honest or authentic. You must have a definite understanding of how you want to live with the action or substance. Do you feel anxious or negative about your current relationship with an addiction, or an action or other substance? All of those questions resonated with me as I slowly but surely dug myself out of a hole of addiction and compulsion. I dug with a pen and a journal. Over the span of 4 years, I developed a writing routine that seemed to improve my mental state from one of hopelessness to one of assured faith. Faith in the ability to change in the face of sacrifice and dedication. This writing routine kept maturing until it turned into the 533 routine, a powerful writing meditation that accelerates the quitting process by an unimaginable magnitude. After realizing the power of this reflective writing routine which I am about to reveal to you, I realized that I needed to tell others as soon as possible and for the remainder of my life. Cognitive therapy, peace of mind, clarity, and vision all result from this writing meditation. The writing exercise is free, takes less than 15 minutes a day, and has the power to liberate your mind from a life of compulsion. The following is the complete 533 routine which will first be explained and then broken down into chapters. To begin performing this practice you will need a journal. It doesn't have to be the nicest journal or an expensive pen, for no matter how expensive the journal or the pen, the material you write on the pages will be worth more than all of the paper and ink you could ever buy. You cannot buy peace of mind at any price. As shown in the graphic above, the 533 routine is meant to be performed at the beginning and the end of the day. In the first 2 hours after waking up, your mind is least affected by the chaotic happenings of the recent and distant past. During this time in the morning, you are to write for 5 minutes about the person you intend to become in any imaginative capacity you like. This 5-minute writing meditation can be about anything. It doesn't even need to make complete sense. All that matters is that you write letting whatever thoughts come to you be united with the page, where every sentence, or almost every sentence starts with the phrase, the person I intend to become, and then fill in the blank. This will increase the strength of your imagination, creativity, and self-confidence. Next, write in duplicate why you would like to change your way of living. This is done by writing the same sentence twice where every sentence starts with the word, because. In a later chapter, all of these steps will be expanded and cover the effects of each practice. This will increase your awareness and motivation. Finally, later on in the day, you are to read the past 3 days of your writings. This only takes about 5 minutes and will completely enhance the way in which you view yourself. Reading your past writings will do to you what a cocoon does to the life inside whose future depends on patience, struggle, and persistence. There is no replacement for self-reflection in the psychological dimension of one's experience, and I personally believe this practice to be the most potent self-reflection practice known. This part of the 533 routine creates a trailing awareness of the past which acts as a source of momentum for the future. The reason many people have trouble moving on in life is the same reason they don't have a clear understanding of where they've been. This is where the famous phrase, "Those who do not learn from the past are doomed to repeat it," comes from. Before ending this chapter, I wish to explain to you a concept that is dear to my heart. The concept is quitting. You or I will never quit a habit because we simply want to. Nature demands more than just want alone. These things take time. There is a process to nature, which I will discuss in a future chapter, that will become so obvious after 4 or 5 weeks of performing the 533 routine, but it takes time. People only quit doing something once their mind is ready. If you understand that, then you will also understand what a waste of time trying to quit something really is. Instead of trying to quit anything, make your mind ready to quit instead. Do not fight with yourself any longer. And in time, you will see what it really means to free yourself from a compulsion, habit, or triggers. These things take time. This is the reason why you need not force yourself to quit doing anything. Continue doing what you are doing and simply incorporate this writing meditation into your daily life and watch what happens to the apothecary scales in your mind. For now, continue living exactly as you are living. Change nothing. Only add the 533 routine into your daily life and watch what happens to the barren landscapes of your perception. Chapter 2, The Last Battle. What battle? The battle of do and don't do. I became aware that the battle inside of my soul was stripping energy from my life, peace of mind from my future, and preventing me from loving myself and others. It was cognitive dissonance that was building up within my psyche. Cognitive dissonance is produced in your psyche every time you do or say something that is counter to your view of the way things ought to be. My mind felt unstable, like a television that could only stay on one channel for a few seconds before changing to another channel against my will. My mind was becoming heavily influenced by large amounts of cognitive dissonance. I was losing my very ability to use my willpower. The control and flow of thinking itself became consumed by compulsion. As soon as someone decides they would like to stop smoking, they realize the person they intend to become does not smoke. But the person they are right now is still dealing with the compulsion to continue smoking. This creates a battle in the mind, almost a separation or division of identity. This battle is unnecessary, and the truth is, dear reader, that was the most astounding piece of wisdom that I have gained. The battle itself is unnecessary. Cold turkey is a myth. People do not quit doing something until their mind is ready. We are not ready until enough mental momentum has built up within our subconscious mind, and enough time has passed. The 533 routine is how you will build momentum. Just like you can't force an oak tree to produce acorns, you cannot force a mind to produce different perceptions and belief structures. These things take time. If you realize this and stop trying to force your mind into quitting, you will experience much less suffering, resentment, cognitive dissonance, and negative emotions as a whole. After fighting a battle in my mind for countless months, I became frustrated beyond comprehension. There was a part of me that wanted to enjoy the pleasure and sensation, yet deep down the other part of me that knew that the pleasure was false and the sensation, a distraction. Feelings of tension and hopelessness entered my psyche and tormented my days until one day I realized something. I had read that, among PTSD patients, one of the most effective therapy methods was the exercise of writing about their traumatic experiences. This is a form of cognitive therapy. Something about that resonated with me deeply, so I began at once to write about why I wanted to quit using nicotine and why I wanted to free myself from this compulsive way of living. I was also consuming alcohol almost every night, even though deep down, I didn't want to. I was compulsively using nicotine throughout the day, even though deep down, I didn't want to. So, I started writing. After some time, a spark of intuition told me to reflect on my past writings, so I started reading what I had written. All of these intuitional thought impulses to action with reading and writing came to me suddenly after learning the impact of writing meditations on those people with PTSD. I believe the creative imagination speaks to us when we are searching for something, but only when we are truly searching for something. Over the following weeks, my entire psychological landscape would change to such a degree that I can only describe it as earth-shattering. Our brain and body might be made of earth, but there are other forces at work which transcend earth. Your imagination being one of them. Rarely a day goes by in anyone's life without them feeling like doing something which their reason tells them they shouldn't do. Your reasoning and your emotions will sometimes want opposite things. This opposition creates a battle within the psyche. Without self-discipline, this battle will damage the mind of the person trying to manage this opposition between emotion and reason. If this battle goes on long enough, the person in question often gets badly hurt, and their mental faculties start diminishing. The more diminished the mental faculties become, the harder it is to do what you want to do and to love who you want to love. It is because of this inward conflict that leads to the increase in neuroses in our society today. Chapter 3, Taking Action and Setting the Bar. Nature does not act on want alone. To nature, want is but a seed with no ground or rain. There is a dynamic process to the nature of want. It has been shown that if a person wants an outcome in life, for example, to free themselves from a habit or compulsion, they cannot free themselves off it by want alone. If a person tries to force themselves to quit, they often create a battle within their own mind, causing unnecessary pain and mental unease. There are 4 fundamental steps to the nature of want, and they are want followed by action, reflection, and lastly time. Want, action, reflection, time, repeat. People do not form habits quickly, as all habits take time to form, good or bad. They take time to form because all habits are dependent on repetition. Time and repetition are the 2 things that happen to be on your side if you decide to harness them. People take action in many different ways, each with their own benefits and effects. Talk therapy is a common practice wherein, through discussion with a therapist, the clarity of a person's life situation improves. This in turn improves the mental health of the patient. They are engaging in action through articulation. The better a person can articulate a life situation, the easier it is to move past it and gain harmony with it. Another action is meditation, one of the oldest methods. Of the many forms of meditation, sitting down or laying down with your eyes closed encourages the subconscious mind to take action if a given obstacle is weighing heavy on your mind. The subconscious will then go to work producing new plans or ideas about that which is weighing heavy on your psychological state. Probably the most common today is listening to internet media in the form of podcasts and other online discussion. Many young or new parents go to the internet for parenting advice. They are taking action by seeking advice and guidance. A rational approach to action in its most pure form is journaling consistently, and not delaying the act of journaling itself. Writing your thoughts on paper might seem insignificant at first, just as the first brick seems insignificant in the beginning stages of a new castle. Reflection is recalling the experiences and thought impulses of the recent or distant past. Reflecting on a podcast you listened to an hour ago or book you read earlier today. Going for a 5-minute walk after reading a book for 15 minutes is one of the easiest ways to engage in reflection. Meditation can also be another form of reflection. If you learn something interesting, and you tell your friend about it a day later, you are engaging in reflection. In the 533 routine, there is a portion of the routine called echo feedback wherein you read a portion of your past writings. This is performed by literally reading the past 3 days of your writings. It is important that I note reading the past 3 days out loud to yourself is even more powerful than reading silently to yourself. For this reason, reading your past writings aloud should be done regularly if possible. Taking only 5 minutes on average, this powerful part of the routine is one of the most, if not the most, potent form of self-reflection in the attempt to reach a new way of living. It is receiving feedback from the echoes of your past self. Without reflection, you are cutting off the sunshine and the rain from the seeds you wish to grow in the garden of your mind. Finally, the last step in the process to turn want into reality is time. There is something that must be accepted fully by the individual if they are going to build faith and belief in themselves. That something is twofold. First, it's accepting that you will either succeed in freeing yourself from the habit, or you will perish. Which one happens first should not concern you because you have already decided on the person you intend to become. Additionally, your mind must be made to embrace and smile at that fact. Secondly, it is appreciating that all things in nature take time to grow and change. Like nature, when it comes to the mind, change does not happen suddenly. Except on rare occasions. Just like a seed will not grow overnight, a habit is not formed quickly. Things take time, and you should relinquish everything inside of you that is in a rush. Rush nothing. Oftentimes, when people try to stop doing something, they set the bar in their mind and then they either go over the bar, succeed, or fall short of the bar and fail. Generally, people that set the bar too high too often fail so much that they start to damage their own self-image. This damage can then prevent someone from continuing to reach for the bar altogether, killing all progress and future peace of mind. The art of setting the bar correctly is one of the most fundamental psychological hallmarks of a good parent, guardian, or coach. If the bar is too high, and the results taken too seriously, all of the warmth and joy will be stripped away from the growth process. Whereas, if the bar is always too low and taken with little or no seriousness, growth will either halt or stop totally, even leading to diminishing returns on action. When you decide to quit doing something like an addictive habit, you become the guardian of your conditioned mind, and through practice, it will grow the way you desire it to grow. The 533 routine allows you to condition your mind without trying to force yourself or create inner conflict. It will work for anyone who knows exactly what they want to stop doing, and it will help anyone obtain clarity and vision on how they do want to start living. Chapter 4: Autosuggestion and the Subconscious Mind. Autosuggestion means that the dominating thoughts in a person's mind will reach their subconscious mind and influence their actions, and whether these thoughts are negative or positive makes no difference. They will reach the subconscious mind and manifest outward in actuality. All of the events that your mind observes throughout the day are first stopped by your conscious mind, because that is where you will decide to either accept or reject the situation or event. Our dominating thoughts reach our subconscious mind and influence our actions, whether they be positive or negative thoughts. No person quits doing a thing because they want to. They only quit once their mind is ready, so the focus for most people should not be on quitting. Rather, the focus should be the expansive action of preparing the subconscious mind for a new way of living. The topic of the subconscious mind is still on the frontier of psychological literature in academia. The subconscious mind can be thought of as the source of creative imagination, memory, emotion, and a host of other priceless faculties which you hold dear. The conscious mind can be thought of as a shield or protection for the subconscious mind because it has the ability to control what enters our subconscious mind. Yet, most of us fail to exert this control, which is why most people have so much trouble changing their habits. Self-discipline is the act of selecting which habits you would like to nurture and which habits you would like to eliminate. The most powerful habits are thought habits. By performing the 533 routine, you are communicating what you desire most to your subconscious mind, and then repetition creates thought habits which assist you in the transformation of your desires into actual reality. Any thought that is repeated often will become fixed in your mind. Knowing this, isn't it a blessing that you have the ability to select which thoughts will become fixed? We are still learning a great deal about the subconscious mind, but for now, this need be all you should reflect on. When watching the clouds, I am sometimes reminded of how nature doesn't care for perfection. Nature seems to only care about progress and process, culmination and disintegration, rhythm and struggle. I was stuck in a compulsive way of living, being pulled from vice to pleasure, and my mental faculty of willpower wasn't strong enough to pull me out of it. I now know that this can happen to any human being. Imagine the countless human beings lost in the chaotic relationship between pleasure and willpower as a whole. As children, we experience how easily the mind can get lost in imagination in pleasure. We are also shown, because of that imagination, how the brain is impressionable like nothing else we have ever seen. It is hard to pull a child out of their imagination if what they are imagining is supported by faith, emotion, and repetition. Chapter 5: Progression Method for Stubborn Minds. If you are like me, your mind is stubborn. Do not let this stop your progress towards freedom. Being addicted to a chemical like nicotine or some other compulsive act is costly to your mind and wallet. Do not let the way you want to live slip away through your relaxed grip. There is nothing more powerful than moderate effort consistently applied. Notice that I said moderate, not huge effort. Not maximum or incredible or intense effort. Moderate effort means manageable and small. That is how you achieve success. Knowing this, I designed a 5-week progression so that you can ease into the full 533 routine in case the full routine is too much for you at first. Below is the 5-week progression, and it is important that you use it however you like, as this is just a guideline. If you catch yourself skipping the writing mediation on any given day, go down to a more manageable week until your mind adapts. It will adapt. Continue this until you begin to form the habit of performing this writing meditation daily, and soon, you will begin to notice something within you that can only be described as natural phenomena fundamental to all life and experience. Understanding that your mind is heavily influenced by your most dominating thoughts, isn't it a blessing, then, that you have the ability to decide which thoughts will dominate? Additional material and services can be accessed on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/addictionfreedom, and the official YouTube channel, Addiction Freedom, the 533 Routine. I also have an email, which is nicotinafreedomnick@gmail.com. Before ending this book, I would like to give you a token of wisdom that I have gained through years of reflection and study. Your conscious mind has the ability to do wondrous things, and they always happen in the present moment. Your conscious mind never does anything in the past or future. Your vision, however, can go back and forth in time. Your vision is, and can be, free from any addiction or compulsion you might be dealing with. The mind is slow to change, but the vision is fast to manifest. By reflecting on your vision properly and accurately, freedom will arrive sooner or later in exactly the proportion you accurately envisioned.